What's going on YouTube? It's Adam from Beyond the Grid. Welcome back to my channel for another Lightroom tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be walking you guys through how to create that pastel blogger look. And at the end of the tutorial, you guys can pick up the preset for free. But if you close your eyes. So like I said at the beginning, we're going to be using the Lightroom mobile app to edit this photo. So let's jump in and start this tutorial. Okay, so if you guys have ever watched any of my tutorials, I usually start in the light areas. So if you guys go there, we're going to adjust exposure. We're going to bring it up just a little bit. Let's say, let's go plus 11. The contrast, we're going to bring that down. So let's say minus 17. Your highlights, I'm going to bring those up. Actually, let's bring those down to minus 7. Shadows, we're gonna bring those up to, let's say, plus 9. Your whites, we're gonna bring those right down, minus 34. And your blacks, we're gonna raise those up to, let's say, plus 23. Yeah, 23 looks pretty good. We're gonna leave our curves for now, just because it's a little bit more work, and I like to do that after just to see what effects I'm gonna create in the photo first, and then adjust the curves afterwards. So let's go over to your color tab. We're gonna adjust the temperature, so we're gonna bring this down just a little bit. Let's say minus 1, just to add a little bit of blue into it. Your tint, we're gonna bring this down over towards the green again, just a little bit, maybe minus 1. Your vibrancy, we're gonna bring this right up to, let's say, plus 65. And your saturation, we're gonna bring this down to minus, a little bit too much, let's say minus 15. So we're gonna go over to your mix area. If you guys don't know your mix and the HSL panel, I did another tutorial which I will link up above. So pop over and watch that. It's gonna give you a little more information on how the HSL works and how it's gonna affect your photo. So let's go into your mix. We're gonna start with your reds. So your hue, we're gonna bring this up. Actually, let's leave the hue where it is. So let's double tap on it. Saturation, we're gonna bring this up. Let's say plus 21. Luminancy, let's bring this down. Let's say minus 38 looks pretty good. Let's go over to your orange. Actually, I like the oranges where they are. Your yellows, we're gonna adjust this a little bit. Saturation, bring that down just a little tiny bit. And luminancy, let's bring that down, say minus 25. Your greens, I'm gonna bring the saturation up, let's say plus 35, and your luminancy just a little bit, let's say plus 5 there. And we're gonna go over aquas, we're gonna leave the hue, and we're gonna bring up the saturation, let's say plus 25, and your luminancy just a little tiny bit. That looks pretty good there. So now let's go over to our blue. Let's bring down the hue to minus 12. Saturation, let's bring it up to a plus 9. And our luminancy, let's bring that down to a minus 13. So again, guys, when you guys are editing your HSLs, if you guys don't know what you're doing or how they interact with each other, click on the link above. It's gonna show you guys exactly how to do it and how each one of the panels work with each other and how it really is gonna affect your photo. So let's jump into your purple. We're gonna adjust just a little bit with your saturation to, let's say, let's go plus 7. And let's leave the rest, and let's go over to your magentas. This is where we want more of a pink quarter sort of look. So let's go plus 77, looks pretty good there. And your luminancy, let's go up to a plus 26. That looks pretty good. So that's it for your HSL panel area. Now let's go over to your effects. Clarity, let's take a peek and see what we can do for that. So let's go to about just bring it up just a little bit, plus 7. Dehaze, we're gonna leave there. Vignetting, I mean, you can come over here and make it like darker, but I don't really like that. You know, I'm just gonna leave it where it is. So double tap if you guys wanna reset it. Detail, let's sharpen this up just a little bit, not too much. Say about a 26. And then detail and masking, we'll leave that there. So masking, let's adjust that a little bit. So again, if you guys hold on the screen, it's gonna show you guys what it's actually going to be affecting. So everything that's black is what's going to be sharpened. So let's bring that up just a little bit, let's say plus 32. So it's going to create that. Now let's go back over to our light panel and let's adjust our tone curve. This is where a lot of the effects are really going to take hold, and that's where you're going to get that almost subtle faded pastel look. So let's jump over to here and let's begin editing there. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to add a point, let's say right about here, bring that up just a little bit, add a point right about here, Bring that up a little bit. At a point here, bring that down a tiny bit. Let's add one here, bring that down. Let's bring up that bottom point and let's bring down that top point. So as you guys can see, that faded look already is starting to happen. But again, it's a little bit too bright for what I want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna adjust this one a little bit and bring this guy down a little bit. And let's bring this guy over a little bit. Let's say right there. And right there looks pretty good. Now you guys can actually start adjusting your reds, your greens, and your blues in here. So let's go over to your reds and we're just gonna subtly touch these. So let's go this way a little bit. Let's go one here, just underneath a little bit. One here, bring that back up. One down here, just a little bit down. And then let's go over to our greens. This one here, we're not gonna adjust too much. Let's say right about there. Let's bring this guy up and that guy down a little bit. That looks pretty good. And let's go over to our blues. Now this is where it's gonna get a little bit weird. You guys are gonna see a little bit of a weirder kind of look here. So let's go like that. That looks pretty good. Let's adjust this one a little bit. Let's go a little more. That looks pretty good as that. Let's adjust our reds a little bit. Let's go adjust this guy a little bit there. Let's go with you right about there. And you, let's go right there. So that looks pretty good as is. As you guys can see from before and after, it looks pretty good. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring down my highlights just a little bit more. And then my shadows, I'm actually gonna drop those down a little bit. Now let's go like right about there. And then our whites, let's bring those down. Just a little bit, right? Let's see what that looks like. So that's be your 4, and that's your after. So as you guys can see, this Blogger pastel look is actually pretty easy to achieve. You just need to play around with your RGB tone curves. If you guys don't know what that is or how to do it, I'm gonna be doing a tutorial coming up pretty quickly here, and I'll link it up above, which you guys can check that out. As for the free preset, if you guys want to pick up that, it's going to be a part of my larger 20 collection, which I'm going to leave a link down below. But if you guys want the free one, it's going to pop up right about now. So if you guys want that collection or any of my collection for free, I do tons of giveaways via my Instagram, which is Adam_BeyondTheGrid. So make sure you guys hit me up for a follow, and you guys will be notified when I do any of my giveaways. So that's it for me. Otherwise, if you guys found this video helpful at all, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you guys are not a subscriber, I mean, why aren't you? Hit that subscribe button. And until the next video, take care, everybody.